What's up guys, Ryan here from Mud Gunner. Today I have a very cool video to show you. So we are back in the Arizona desert. It's about to be nighttime and we are going to be talking rifle lights today, and specifically my 5 favorite brands to run. So we'll kind of get into it here. First up, we have 2 different models of Inforce lights. We have a Streamlight and we have 2 Surefire lights. We're going to get into the models here in a second. We have 2 cloud defensive lights and then we have 3 mod lights. And then all of these lights have different features about them. I'm gonna try to get as much into it as I can, but that would take hours to get into every little detail. But we're gonna be talking lumens and candela and what does each one do. And the reason why I say lumens and candela is lumens is like your horsepower for the light. It's how bright it is, but it's not how far it goes. Candela is how far you can push it. Horsepower is how fast you hit the wall, torque is how far you take the wall with you. It's kind of the same with lights. So lumens is bright, but candela is throw. And we are gonna talk about the pros and cons of that today. But yeah, as soon as it gets a little bit darker, we're gonna start pushing out some targets. We're gonna be shooting 100 and 200 yards today. Realistically, you probably don't need past 200 yards with a light. That'd probably be a little overkill, but I mean, maybe you can shoot that far. But we're gonna shoot 200 yards today. We have a target out there, and yeah, we're just gonna see how well they do. They're on a variety of barrel lengths. Some are gonna be suppressed, and every time you shoot, there's a big cloud of smoke coming out of it. So we're gonna see if those lights can push through that smoke. Get ready for this video because it's going to be quite a lot of information. All right guys, so first up we have the Inforce WML. This is a 400 lumen light that is pushing 4,000 candela with an hour-and-a-half runtime. And with every light tonight, all the batteries are fully charged or replaced. So these are full power. So this is 400 lumens, 4,000 candela. We have a target at 50 yards. Oh, it helps if I chamber it. All right, target at 50 yards. And then, let's see, I see the target at 100 yards. I need to turn down the brightness on the dot though. So that target at 100 is very hard to see. I have the red dot, this is a Trijicon MRO, on the lowest setting, but the light just barely illuminates it. So I would say within 100 yards, this should be fine. Inforce is very nice because it direct pick rail mounts and it's got a pressure pad built in. So these run about 150 bucks and it is a full unit that just attaches to your Picatinny rail. So I think that's a very nice feature with it. They have a momentary where you just press and it's on. They have a constant on where you press and it stays on, and then it has a strobe. So I think it's a good budget light, and this is kind of what I started with was Inforce lights because they were not as expensive as some of the other ones we're going to talk about. But yeah, so that's the Inforce 400 lumen. Let's get the 800 lumen. All right, now we have the 800 lumen Inforce. This one is 10,000 candela and a 2-hour runtime, and it takes 2 CR123s. The first one took 1 CR123, and we have a suppressor on this gun, so let's hope it can push through the smoke of the suppressor. So here's 50 yards. And then 100 yards, still kind of hard to see, but we'll get it. I'm having a hard time seeing it with the red dot. It's not bright enough to illuminate it more than the dot itself. All right, I'm struggling with 100 yards with that one. It didn't seem that much different than the 400 lumen one for me, so it's a little bit longer of a light. And again, 800 lumens with 10,000 candela. I don't know, I've always used the 400 lumen ones. This is my buddy's rifle, and this is the 800 lumen, but yeah, I don't know. They're both about the same price. I think there's like a $10 difference between the two. They should both be under 150 bucks, but for the money, within 100 yards, I would say they should be a good starter light, and then you can work your way up from there. The next one we're gonna test out is one of my favorite budget lights. It's the Streamlight Protac, so let me grab that for you. All right guys, so now we have the Streamlight Protac HL-X. This is 1,000 lumens with 50,000 candela. The runtime is 1 hour and 25 minutes, and this one is also programmable to a lower lumen setting, and that one is 60 lumens and 3,100 candela, but that'll go for 24 hours. So you have the option of either or, and the reason why you might go with that other option is for close range. You don't need 1,000 lumens for super close range. It's really just to identify. This one thing we also realized on the target, that target I'm shooting at 100 yards has 3 poppers in the middle, so they have the plates that swing out. So on that last one, I could have been shooting through the target. I didn't realize it. It's my buddy's target, so it's still gonna be kind of hard to see at 100 yards, but again, it's set up for 1,000 lumens and 50,000 candela right now. And then on this one, we have an aim point magnifier. All right, so 50 yards first. Okay, now 100 yards. 100 yards is a little bit more visible. So I can't see the poppers coming off the side. I definitely hit center mass a couple times, but I cannot see the poppers on the side. And again, we have a target at 200 yards, but this one, I still cannot see past that 100-yard mark. So that 200-yard target is still in the dark. But again, 1,000 lumens, 50,000 candela. Let's bump it up. The next one we have is the Surefire Scoutlight Pro, 1,500 lumens. All right, so now we have the Surefire Scoutlight Pro. This is the 1,500 lumen dual fuel. So 1,500 lumens, 16,000 candela with their 18650 battery. If you use 2 CR1223 batteries, it is less. So just be aware of that. I didn't talk about it on the last one, but that Streamlight is only 140 bucks and it comes with the whole kit. And we're gonna kind of talk about how all these are set up at home when I have more light to work with. So yeah, tonight is just about how bright they are at the distances. So again, Surefire Dual Fuel Scoutlight Pro, 1,500 lumens with 16,000 candela. So it really lights up that 50-yard target. All right, the 100-yard target's still a little blurry, but let me turn down the brightness on my EOTech because it's very bright. I ran out of ammo. Let me get a couple more rounds, but that 1,500 lumens with 16,000 candela is actually pretty good on this. It is a little bit more clear at the 100-yard target, even though that Streamlight was 50,000 candela. This one's more clear. All right, we got a fresh mag. I'm gonna fire a couple more rounds at the 100-yard target. It's hard to see through the smoke once that first round goes off. Hitting it, but I have to take time to wait for the smoke to clear. All right. So it's definitely capable of the 100 yards. That wasn't any problem. The smoke though, it's very hard to see through that. So it takes like 2 or 3 seconds to see through the smoke once I fire that first shot. But yeah, the Surefire Scoutlight Pro is very nice. These are a little bit pricier. These start to, so all the lights going forward are gonna be 300 and up for the most part. So these are in like the 350-ish range. And then if you wanna add a pressure pad, it's another $100 or so. So just be aware of that. Surefire is a name brand, but you're gonna pay for that name brand. Next up is the new turbo they came out with, and that one is very interesting. So let me grab it for you. All right, so now we have Surefire's newest light and the brightest candela light out here tonight. This is the Surefire 640 Scoutlight Pro Turbo. It's a lot, it's a mouthful. But yeah, this is the new turbo, the full-size one. It is 700 lumens, which is the lowest lumens, but, or one of the lowest lumens, but it is 100,000 candela. So on their website, they say that this can throw light at 632 meters, which we're not shooting that far today, but I'm hoping this one can see that 200-yard target pretty clear. Now, seeing and hitting are gonna be two different things because I'm standing up shooting at 200 in the dark, but yeah, 100,000 candela, over 2 hours of runtime. This is a dual fuel, so if you run the CR123 batteries, it'll take 2 of them. It'll be less candela and lumens. But yeah, and unfortunately this thing, I mean, they're pricey. This is about a $400 light, and that's for just the light, no pressure pad, but it comes with an M-lock and a Picatinny mount that swivels. So it's very easy to mount and it's comfortable with just the button on the back. So yeah, let's see how well this shines. So 50, and gun, wait, sorry. I was used to the recoil on the SCAR. Going from the SCAR to the AR is different. So this thing lights up that 100-yard target way clearer. All right, now 200. Oh, I see the 200-yard target. It is out there. I'm gonna put my magnifier on. Again, I'm standing up shooting at 200, so I may not hit it, but I can see it. I'm gonna sit down for you guys, just so I can try to hit this target. There we go, 200-yard hit. Let's see if I can go again. That was a hit, right? So 3 hits at 200 yards. That is clear. So look at how well that shines up the mountain. Well, I mean, maybe you can't see it on the video, but yeah, 200 yards, doable, not where I'd ideally want to shoot, but at 100 yards, it makes it look like the 50-yard target. And here's the 50-yard target, here's 25 yards, but, well, 25 yards from our tables back here, it might look closer on video, but yeah, that turbo is bright, and it's got some impressive throw. Can you see the 100-yard target pretty clear on the video? That's nice. And the 200-yard target's way out there, but I can see it clear as day from here. Wow, so that is the Surefire Turbo, and that's impressive. So, I mean, you're paying for the quality of it, but I like that so far. This is my first time running this light at this kind of distance. I bought this a few months ago, but people are lighting it up over there. But yeah, that is the Surefire Turbo, 700 lumens, but 100,000 candela, so that's impressive. All right, so now we have cloud defensive lights. I have 2 of these lights out here. This is the Rein Micro. I believe it's the first edition Rein. They have the 2.0 and the 3.0, but this is just the standard Rein, that's all it says. But Rein Micro, what's nice about cloud defensive, at least these Reins, they're 380 bucks, but they come with the full kit. So they come with the light, with and Picatinny rail mount, and a pressure pad, which is very nice for the money. This one is 1,300 lumens and 55,000 candela, but it only has a 35-minute runtime. But this is kind of meant for short guns. This is an 11-inch MCX, and yeah, let's see how it does. Oh, that lights it up pretty good too. So 50, let's do 100. Wow, I can actually see the popper on the right side now. That flash though from my muzzle is insane. So that's 100. Oh, I could see the 200 yard. I'm gonna sit down for this one again. Gosh, that flash is bright. Turn down my EOTech just a little bit. I can see it, but it is faint. Oh, that was my last round and I hit it. So this gives off more of a, like a yellowish light. Oh, sorry. I can't see the thing, I can only see the light. So this gives off more of a yellowish light, but I could see the steel target at 200 yards, and on that final round I hit it. But yeah, that's an 11.5-inch barrel. That is nice. And again, for the money, it's just under 400 bucks, but you get the pressure pad, you get the light, and it basically just mounts straight to your gun. And I think that's really good for the money. Cloud Defense has been putting out some impressive stuff. I'm impressed with that. But yeah, that's pretty clear. Let me know what you guys think on that. Next up, we have the Owl. All right, so now we have the Cloud Defensive Owl. This is a very interesting light. This is built like no other lights, and the best way to describe it is to go look at their website, because it's not, you don't screw on the light head or the tail cap. There are 3 lugs that hold it in place, so it's all quick detach. The light, all the parts on it are quick detach. It's a quick detach from the pick rail, because the tail cap also works as your tool to take it off. And this has a pressure pad built on top. It's 1,350 lumens and 50-ish thousand candela. It also has a 6-hour runtime. What they said by that is it'll show light for 6 hours. It's not gonna be that full power, but this is a very interesting, like high-end light. They run about 400 bucks, but again, it direct mounts to your gun. It's 100% ambidextrous. You could swap it from the right or left-hand side. And this is on a 300 blackout, so I think I'll be able to see the 200-yard target, but hitting it's gonna be a different story, so let's see. All right, yes, I can see the target out there. On the phone, I know you guys probably can't see that target. It's a C-zone steel target at 200 yards. I can see it, but I know you probably won't see it on the phone. but you should be able to see the 50-yard target right here and then the 100-yard target over there. But let's see, here's 50. Now let me put my cap down. So 50, here's not 300, this is 300 blackout. Here's 100. Boom. Wow, 3 for 3 at 100 with 300 blackout. I'm gonna sit down and try to take this 200-yard shot. Give me 1 second. So 200 yards, 300 blackout. This is 150 grain ammo. That's hard to see. Let's see. Oh! Did that nick it? The first one hit though, right? Yep. That was clear. My red dot is on the lowest setting and it's too bright for the 200 yards. It like covers the whole target. Well, I think that was a one-hit wonder. That was a first-round impact at 200 yards with a 10-inch 300 blackout, and that's thanks to this Cloud Defensive Owl. That's pretty cool. Every round after that was who knows, but yeah, that's the Owl, and I really like Cloud Defense. That's a very impressive light. Next up, we have 3 different models of Modlite, so let me show you. All right, so next up we have our second highest candela of the night. This is the Modlite OKW. And these are a $280 light. They are pushing 680 lumens and 69,000 candela. So still a lot. And what's nice about them, they're 280 bucks, but the mounting system is about 150. So I have it on a mod button with a Surefire pressure pad. The nice thing about Modlite is it's all Surefire compatible as far as I know for most of their lights, where the Cloud Defensive lights, those are proprietary. So you have to use all their own parts for it. But Modlite is Surefire friendly. But yeah, this one's gonna be interesting. 680 lumens and 69,000 candela. Ooh, that's pretty bright. I can see the 200-yard target, so let's do 50 first. And then 100. I can't see the poppers anymore, but I'm just a terrible shot, guys. Not my bad. Okay, now I see the bottom popper opened. I'm gonna try my hand at the 200-yard shot. I'm gonna sit down again. All right, I can see it. Nope, that was my last round. All right, I could see it, but this is an 11.5-inch barrel and I wasn't doing the greatest. Aimpoint Pro and this gun should be dialed in, but that I would say that's on me. The light was definitely capable of seeing that distance. So that was nice. I like it, and we have a couple other mod lights out. So the Modlite one always confused me, but I kind of like researched all the models they had for this. And yeah, this is the OKW. The next one we are gonna show is the PLH. So let me grab that for you. All right, so next up we have the Modlite PLH. This is like their Surefire Scoutlight Pro. This one's 1500 lumens, but it is 29,000 candela, and this one only has a 35-minute runtime. But the nice thing about all these lights is they are rechargeable batteries, so as long as you stay on top of it, it's not bad. I don't know if I said it or not, but that OKW we just ran, it's a 75-minute runtime, and again, this is a 35-minute runtime, and this is the PLH. I do have the PLHv2 next, and that'll be the last light, but this is the first edition PLH, or first gen PLH. So 1500 lumens, 29,000 candela. So I can see this is basically back to the Surefire Scoutlight. I could see the 50, I could see the 100. The 200, it's not visible. Like, I mean, I could see the faintest hint of it, but I would say that's not visible. It's only because I know where it is. But here's 50. Here's 100. I see the popper on the right side, but it's hard to hit. Dang, I'm not doing so hot. I wasn't doing so hot, but the light is capable of seeing it at 100. This is on an HK 16-inch, but Yeah, that light's nice. I have it set up kind of far forward onto the 16-inch barrel. I'm also running it on the pressure pad. I like running pressure pads, but again, that's the nice thing about Modlite is they did make it very Surefire friendly, because everyone that, you know, buys this types of lights normally has Surefires to start with. But yeah, once you get into these Modlites, they're nice. And the last one we have coming up is a good in-between of the PLH and the OKW. It is the PLHv2. I'm going to show you guys what I have to work with. So this is the target we have at 100 yards. So when I was just firing that HK, all 3 poppers were open. So it's very hard to see these poppers at 100 yards. I could see the basic silhouette, but I cannot see the little plates hanging off to the side. So for the last gun, we're pushing them back in for you. And I hope you enjoy this video so far. It's kind of eye-opening for me on how all these lights work. And yeah, I hope it's eye-opening for you too. But let me go walk back to the truck. All right, so the last light I have for you guys is the Modlite PLHv2. This is kind of like a good in-between of the OKW and the standard PLH. It's 1350 lumens, but it's 54,000 candela. So it's got some good throw. It also has a 75-minute runtime with the factory 18650 battery. So I think that's pretty good. And we are running it on a 12.5-inch barrel. So let's see how well it pushes out. That's pretty good. I could see all the targets. The 200 yard is kind of faint, but again, it's 54,000 candela, not 100,000 or 69,000 like the other two. All right, so here's 50. Goes right through that smoke, which is nice. Here's 100. Oh, just above it. I don't know where that one went. Not doing so hot. There we go. Okay, that was the bottom popper. That was the middle popper. All right, I'm gonna try 100 yards. I'm gonna sit, or 200 yards. I'm gonna try 200 yards. I'm sitting down. Could just barely make it out. Barely. I don't think it's gonna happen. It's just so faint. I think I'm gonna call it. All right, guys, well, I couldn't hit 200 yards with it, but again, that's the PLHv2, and I think it's a very impressive light. Again, you really gotta think about what you're gonna be using these lights for. Pushing it 200 yards is probably unrealistic. Within 100 yards is doable, and then, I mean, between 100 to 200, I guess that's up to you. But I think all of these lights are usable in the right settings with the right amount of training, and I'm pretty happy to have all of them and try them out for you guys. But let me know what you guys think. I think one of the best value lights is probably that Streamlight, because you get the whole kit and caboodle for 140 bucks. And then if you want to like push up to more of those like higher end brands like the Modlite, the Cloud Defensive Light, or the Surefires, I mean, you saw they are very impressive lights and I highly recommend them. So yeah, these are just my top 5 lights that I like using, and I'm sure there are other great lights out there, but yeah, I just haven't tried them all yet. So these are the main ones that I use and I trust on my gun. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you guys want to see a specific video about talking how I have all these set up, I can show you, but that's just a lot to put into one video. So thank you guys for watching.